Hey, what's up guys? This is CommandoPRO back with another video. This time we're talking about how not to look like a noob in AQ or Alliance Quest. We're just gonna go over a few tips and tricks to fighting certain people and how to pick your path. Also, some other really important things to know about it. First of all, always look at whatever chat you're using, whether or not it be line or in-game or kick or any of those ones. Make sure you always read your chat first, see what's going on. Hopefully they have a dedicated one for just your alliance quests and or war or whatever, so that you can figure out exactly where you're supposed to be at, like which battle group. Some alliances even do which lane you gotta take, especially on higher lanes. That's another thing. We're only gonna be really covering map 3 because that's what my alliance is doing. So I have done map 4s and map 5s, but my alliance is kind of in a rebuilding state right now. So we're just focusing on map 3 so everyone can get rewards and we can actually make sure that we finish them consistently without wasting any kind of resources. Okay, so yeah, make sure you read your chat. Make sure you find out where you're supposed to be. Next up, how to pick what path you're going to go on. This is kind of like the most difficult thing probably with Alliance Quest, is picking which path to go on. First off, until all lanes have a person in it, you do not double up on a lane. Like we're showing here, you got our one guy went straight down the middle, and that's the other thing is, like, starting out, you want this guy to go straight up the middle, because then your branches going left and right can make it all the way to the first node. Otherwise they can't make it to the first node if someone goes here, let me bring up a picture so I can kind of show you here. So you got you go straight up the middle, because if you don't, because you only start out with 3 energy. That means that if you go this way, you only make it to here, which the first link node is here. And so you won't take down the link node so he can move on. So if you go, first guy goes straight up the middle, then it makes it so these guys can use all 3 of their energies to get to both those link nodes. And the link nodes are like this, which is another thing to look at when you're going, is which lane to pick. Depends on what's the next link node that you can make it to, that you can take out. So like the next person that comes on in this should go left and try and get to this one right here. Otherwise this guy's stuck and can't move. These 2 other lanes, they don't actually do anything, so those should be left for the leftover players, the last to join or whatever, so they can clean up those. They don't need to worry about these, because you already be there. So now to Groot. He's pretty easy to fight, honestly. He is pretty slow and sluggish, and as long as you don't let him get to above his level 1, he doesn't have ranged attacks or anything like that. And that's what you do, is you literally bait that level 1 till your thumbs bleed. You just keep on baiting that level 1, keep on getting him up to that level 1, bait it again. I even attack into him when he's blocked. Only don't do all 5 combo, otherwise you'll get hit. But if you only do 4 combo, block or dash back, you can start bringing his power bar up and bring him to that level 1 again, and then bait that and then attack back in. And that's how I do it. I use magic mainly. I have 3 in Mystic Dispersion, which she's still good even without that, but not as good. With Mystic Dispersion on magic, when Groot shrugs off his gentle nature and gets all those buffs, when they go away the first time, you'll automatically have a level 3, and then you just fight him, keep fighting him until he shrugs off his second gentle nature, and then he'll gain all those buffs again. And with magic, for every buff that your opponent has, it increases your damage by 50%. So you're hitting for whatever, and but he's got up to sometimes 21 or more buffs on him, and so you're gonna do a ton of damage. You can take him out in 2 of these pretty easily. Other champs to use is like Scarlet Witch. I mean, he's not really all that tough. I mean, I use Thor quite often if my magic for some reason is dead, especially on the second one. Because if you do get hit by him, a lot of times you are dead. You just don't want to get hit at all. And the only other thing is just make sure whatever you do, really try not to let him get up to his level 2, because when he does, it's pretty hard to dodge, and he's gonna gain a bunch of health back because it's unblockable, and yeah, he automatically, no matter what, he regains that health. So that's a real bad one to get up to. If you have Scarlet Witch or Magic or a lot of the other mystics, you can nullify his regen, but it's not like Ultron or nothing like that where you can block him and interrupt it. Okay, so now the next boss that you really want to look at is Kang, which is missing on mine, which I don't understand that. Oh, because I'm in that. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So Kang is another one that's relatively easy. You just don't want to get hit again. Like literally, you pretty much get hit, you get stunned, and game's over. And half the time doesn't even matter if you get stunned. If you just get hit, you're done. Unless you're, obviously if you're really high, you shouldn't even be watching this video because you already know what to do. But this is for like your lower down players that are just beginning and just trying. Yeah, just bait that level 1. It's a beam that goes straight across. Maybe another video, I'll have a video of me fighting Groot and fighting Kang. The only problem with doing that is my phone gets really laggy when I actually try and play the games while recording. But again, yep, definitely just dodge that level 1 all day until he's dead. Some good champs to fight him is Thor is a good one because he's got the class advantage and he hits like a hammer. Star-Lord, just because he also hits really hard, especially if you can keep that chain going, which is you have to with Kang, otherwise if you got hit you're pretty much dead. And then the other really good one for that is Daredevil Classic, because he, especially if you have him at a higher awakening level, like especially if you have him at 99, he'll dodge 100% of ranged attacks, so that you don't even have to dodge his level 1s, it'll automatically do it for you. And then you can just dodge back in and keep attacking. So yeah, he's a really good one for it, especially if you're not very good at dodging those level 1s. Some really good fighters to bring to these things are people with regen, so you can have some sustainability, and like Wolverine, and my favorite is Rogue right now that I'm playing with, especially because she's got the power drain, plus she has the heal steal, and she can steal buffs. That doesn't seem to work out very well, the stealing buffs, because you can't normally attack into them fast enough or keep it going very long. But everything else about her is still amazing. Scarlet Witch is still good for her nullifying and fighting Groot. Magik is one that I bring mainly for fighting Groot, but she's also awesome, especially once you got her awakened with her limbo. She's good for fighting everybody and helps her with that retainability a little bit. The two tech guys, robots, Ultron and Vision, are both good because they're both bleed and poison immune, and so then you can kind of pick whatever path you want there for that. I don't know, there's a lot of good champs, and obviously if you got 5 of 50s and stuff like that, normally those are going to be powerful enough to bring you all the way through anyways, especially if you don't have to take out too many bosses. Which comes to fighting the bosses, you can fight each boss even if you are at a lower level, because I mean that's how you're going to get experience. But don't go and waste all 3 of your champs on like the first Groot or even the second Groot. Like make sure you have, like, I would say 1 champ per Groot is about all that you want to really go for. You know, keep your champs going, and so you're not useless towards the end of the Lion's Quest. And then for Kang, if you get to Kang and all the nodes are down, just go for it. I mean, there's nothing you can lose, and for us guys that normally end up taking them out, it's very helpful for us to even if you get 500,000, you know, a little bit of health off of them, that still helps us. That's still that much more that we don't have to take off of them and worry about getting hit. just one more little thing that I'm gonna mention, like Alliance quests, in ever since I've been playing, and any alliance that I've been in, and same with war too. Anything that has to do with your whole group playing together should be your #1 priority. You should always, the first thing you should do when you get on the game every time after you look and read your chats is come on to Alliance quests, come on to Alliance Wars, see if you can move, see if you can help anywhere. You shouldn't be going and playing quests and all that stuff first unless you got to get your champs out of quests to get them in here. And then the other little thing, like for us leaders and officers, there's in your alliance member list in here. I don't want to go through it. I want to show all my members' names and everything, and but you can see when the last time you were on. So like you can't really trick us. It isn't like oh, I haven't been able to get on for 6 hours. Well, when we go and look at the member list and it says that you were on 11 minutes ago or 1 hour ago, and this Alliance War has been going on for 10 hours, it doesn't work that way. We know you're not fooling nobody. Just make this your #1 priority, and it'll be all good. Also, that brings up another point as being your #1 priority. You want to make sure you bring your best champs or very good champs. I mean, they don't have to be your top rated champs because that rating is kind of false anyways. It doesn't necessarily mean which champs are the best, but you should be bringing your good champs. You shouldn't be bringing 3 stars if you have 4 stars and stuff like that. You should be bringing your best champs to both war and alliance quests. Depending on what alliance you're in, that's going to depend on whether or not what's more important, if you're more focused on alliance quest or alliance war. But again, read the chat and ask questions, and they'll tell you what you should do. One more thing that I almost forgot to mention is that there's this web page here that helps you with all those question marks that are in the game. It tells you what champs are there, and it will show you the link nodes too, and you just gotta hover over them and it'll show you like what kind of benefit they're given, and so you can know which champ to use. Also, a couple of champs that I forgot to mention that are good for alliance quests before is people like Black Widow and Crossbones and Elektra for those some of those Spider-Mans and Electros. There isn't very many Electros in, I don't think, map 3, but once you get up to some of the higher ones, there's quite a few of them. Just want to mention that as well. And also, if this guy took time out of his day to make this map up for everybody, and so he's got a little bit of, you got this thing down here. If you like this tool, feel free to send him an in-game gift to his account. He's got it listed there. Just it's Kermit.d, and yeah, feel free to give him a little bit of love, because I mean, he worked on this and it's open source, so he doesn't ask for any money to see it or nothing. So yeah, help him out and use this tool to help you out in alliance quests. So down in the comments, if you just want to leave anything that you think that I left out or anything that I got wrong, if I missed something, any questions that you have that you want for future videos, go ahead and leave those down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and everybody have a great day. See you later.